What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing? Except for my ex that is subscribed to my channel. I don't give two shits what happens to you. Moving on. Whole lot of crazy stuff going on. Whole lot. And I can't help but match it up to what I was taught from the Bible. Yeah, there were times in my life where I thought that was a joke, storybook. Didn't think he was there at all. Then I found out that I didn't understand what free will meant. And I wasn't looking at the situation, I guess, right. I was looking at it from, even though I had children and I was just starting to be a parent, I was still looking at it from, I guess, a lesser mind or child's perspective. And I don't want to say child because people take that completely different than how I'm trying to mean it. Less experienced human, let's put it that way. But regardless, once I became a parent, I started noticing that he pretty much gave us everything we needed. Yeah, a creation that basically heals itself for the most part. Even animals do, if it's not too bad. Just like with humans, if it's not too bad, they can heal themselves and recover. Almost shows you that, just a side note that everything's got a fine line to it. But I mean, it even took me a while to realize the same feeling that people that love animals so deeply and they get to, experience one up close and be friends with it and whatnot. That connection right there is the same connection that God was wanting, I believe, when He created us. Uh, I think that's the same connection He has between His angels and everybody, all of those that are already up there, the elders and whatnot. I think that's one reason why He let Lucifer do what he was going to do. Kind of like letting a rebellious teen learn on their own. I don't believe there is any name to the religion. I think people just put names to it. I really think that there was only one way this all went about, and people have their own version of it. And you're right, I could have it wrong. I really could. So could everybody else. But I'm not just going by what my brain tells me, I'm also going by what my body and my heart tells me. And I've studied a lot of the other religions, not all of them. I've studied a good bit of them, though. And they basically all believe the same thing, just a little different. I do believe that like I've been saying this, what the Statue of supposed liberty is supposed to really be. I mean, think about it. Statue of Liberty, liberating you from something other than what they said. Everything they've been doing has always been around something spiritual. Now, we don't know if that's the good spiritual or the bad spiritual, but we also know that that is definitely here. We have the yin and yang that show that. We have those types of, acknowledgments around the world. It's not just, a few people. We know that there is good. We know that there is evil. And we know that there's a fine line and somebody that flirts with that line. Some people do it to get the bad ones to stop. Some bad ones do it to get the good ones to start. Some is messing with their mind. Some is physically fighting, and some is both. That's where a lot of old sayings come in. You know, actions speak louder than words. Also, watch manipulation, believing one's actions meant something other than what it was really for. Like I said, this life, everything we've accepted is basically so we could be, or what we thought was easier than doing it the hard way. Maybe that's why I like doing things the hard way. Or maybe I'm just hard headed. Might be a little bit of both. Anyway, yeah, I analyze myself too, not just other things. And even though I analyze other things out there and decide what's for me and what's not, it's not really like I'm putting somebody down until they start, you know, acting like what they do in their life I have to accept and be like, oh, that's cool. I don't. Doesn't mean we got to fight about it. Just means, nah, that's not for me. Now, if you're out there hurting people and you're trying to act like, oh, this is normal, this is just what, no, that's different. And I'm not talking about like beating people up type of hurting them. I'm talking about playing games with their mind, their money, their life, their heart, things like that. You gotta be very careful because people are very, very good at putting up that fake facade. And I hate it because it makes all the real ones look like they're fake. Those people would separate, it'd be easier to find them, but I guess that's part of the fight through life, huh? I think it's funny the more everybody has tried to modernize and take all these luxuries and give up liberties for that, we're still living like cavemen and wild people. Even the ones that drive around in fancy cars and appear to be all snazzy, as I'll call it. I ain't calling it classy because that's not what it is. Now, don't get me wrong, some people with money are classy people. A lot of them are not. They just appear to be. Yeah, like I mentioned before, there's fine lines to everything. Just because I say You know, people with money doesn't mean they got class right there. That whole statement means exactly what I just said. It means, yeah, they might have money, but do they have real class? Since other people need things spelled out 5,000 different ways before they understand. Am I against those people? No. Just leave me and my family alone. And don't be doing that shit in front of me. Because if I catch you, you better make sure everything you're doing is 100% legal, not just by our government either. I'm just tired of it. Tired of watching all this crazy shit go down and everybody just allowing it. They talk a big good game. They try to get you riled up. They think it's funny. Your whole world's burning down around you, and you think it's funny to play games. It's hilarious, and not in a funny way. You know how when everybody makes fun of a teenager for knowing not to do something and doing it anyway? And don't feel bad, teenagers. I was there too. I'm laughing because I know there were plenty of times I should have listened to that and I didn't. And it damn sure had the same result or worse. Sometimes staying at it is what fixes it. I get it. But there are some times that you got to know when to just be like, you know what? Nope. Mm-mm. Not again. I've been in those shoes thinking that, yeah, different person or different situation, it's going to turn out different. And it did not at all. I don't know where that happy medium is on not holding what somebody else did on another person. Because when they do it right in front of you and you've never told this person that they did that type of thing, what do you do in that situation? Because if you bring it up, that's what they're going to tell you. Oh, I'm not so and so. But you just did it and you didn't know so and so did that until I told you just now. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they always try and use that like roadblock. I'm not like them. I'm not them. That's not me. Blah, blah, blah. But you just did it. And for the same reasons. But okay, sure. Yeah, when I was younger, that's what used to get me right there. I'm like, you know what? Maybe they did do it for a different reason. Maybe I just seen everything that went on before and after wrong. I started second guessing myself. Then I found out that that was gaslighting and manipulation and second or benefit of the doubt. I'm like, you fuckers. This is also when I would hope to have a video camera. That way I could be like, you know what? Let me watch that again. Which I do in my head. I can see everything. But it wasn't on actual video, so I can show them. That way they can be like, yeah. Because now if you don't have it on video, people can do that. And other people that didn't see the situation can be like, well, just like I was in most of them situations. So I can't really blame them, but it pisses me off sometimes. Oh, I do notice a lot of bad people, and the fact that majority of people that are giving them breaks and rewarding them and giving them this and that, they know they're bad. They know what they do is bad things. I don't get it. I don't get it. Other than what the Bible says, bad will be taken as good, good will be taken as bad. Because now you can be arrested if you talk about your religion too much and they don't like it. Or worse. So, I mean, I don't care. We all got to go sometime. All I got to say is they better be really good at what they do. Don't miss. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, it pretty much says that good will be stomped out and taken as not the right thing to do, and that bad things will be taken as the right thing to do. So, and I definitely see that. And yeah, there are a lot of, let's get this straight. I know a lot of YouTubers and whatnot use this word and phrase completely wrong. There's a reason why there's two different words that coincide with this situation or how it's being used. And it is conspiracy and conspiracy theory. A conspiracy is something that has happened and been proven to be a conspiracy that took place. A conspiracy theory is something that hasn't quite been proven yet, but there are a lot of things that add up to one of those scenarios is what took place. So that's why it has turned into a theory. The problem that most people get hung up on is the fact that FBI, CIA, or one of them, government, federal units, is normally the one in control of the evidence. That is a sure way to make this look like that or that to look like this, especially if people are supposed to believe them because that's their job. Come on now. We've seen that with Butler. We've seen that with JFK. We've seen that with Martin Luther King. We've seen that with a lot of people that have been taken out under strange and weird. Even the 9/11 incident as well, the Boston bombings as well. I mean, those people were found with their backpacks on. If you put a bomb in a backpack and drop it off in a location, you're not going to be walking around and leaving and running away from police with the same backpack. It would be there where you put it. Not only that, there was some security footage on those streets that showed people in black tops, black ball caps, sunglasses, and tan cargo pants with, I believe it was tan or black combat boots. Now they had a black backpack that matched and were seen coming and with one and leaving without one. Then you have this old dude that, called in all kinds of crazy stuff that was found at the Charlie Kirk incident. I mean, come on, man. I guess people think it's a movie or like Scooby Doo. And just because everything leads to them, they're just going to be like, I did it. No, they're not. It's almost like a sick and twisted law abiding citizen, really, if you guys have ever seen that. They're just playing the law, the physical government law. And because they got the money and the know-how and the knowledge, they know where they can play and where they can't. I mean, come on. Especially if they're the FBI or CIA. They can play with that law line like you wouldn't believe. Wouldn't that be part of the lawmakers, law enforcers, and lawmakers, right? Well, to enforce the law, you got to know it, right? Right. That means you can play with it. I believe that's what they're doing. A lot of people like this Epstein thing. Let's bring it into a discussion real quick. Uh, Maxine, or I'm sorry, Maxwell. I keep calling her Maxine. It's Glushing or whatever, Maxwell. Her father, the way he died, all that stuff going down, the fact that his friends and things that he did lead to a lot of this stuff going on with the same thing that Epstein got in trouble for. Now, all of a sudden he dies and his daughter gets wrapped up in the same stuff. Sounds like she was running stuff like her dad was. And maybe her dad was skimming off the top and that's why they took him out and replaced him with her. Maybe they thought she'd be easier to control. Also, I think that's why in the news story, which I don't believe Epstein's dead at all, um, Glossine is, or Maxwell is the one that survived everything. She's still alive in prison by their, story that they're trying to sell. So let's say that's true for a second. It looks like they did all that to either get money from whoever Epstein was a part of too, because he was definitely a part of somebody. Yeah, he was definitely a puppet. Definitely. And um, Florida has been ringing the alarm bell forever about Disney, Universal, Nickelodeon. Nobody seems to pay attention. Does anybody look up the records that they hold for how many people they employ that have backgrounds that they shouldn't? And I know they do a background check. Every place does. What is going on with that? And that's been going on for decades, not here just since Biden, because there's been a lot of people hired that shouldn't be when Biden took office, not just people doing that nasty stuff. I don't get it. There has been an explosion of people going crazy over this sexual XA bullshit. Some of it's true, some of it's being used as a weapon to get people that they're mad at. I mean, it's insane. That was supposed to be to build a family and for love and relationship, you know, to have a family that tackles this life together. It wasn't meant for all this bullshit. Excuse my language, but I'm being serious. I don't know what happened to my son. He learned to manipulate and lie, and that's a shame because that kid, dude, if he was really the way he faked he was in front of people, man, now that if I had it on video, which I think I do a couple places, me and him playing chess and goofing off, and you know, when he used to try hard and would play sports and didn't put up with, you know, he acted like he didn't like liars and manipulators, but he was a liar and a manipulator. I promise you, I did not teach him that. He started doing that at school when he was around 7 years old, and it got him in a lot of trouble. There was nothing I could do once the court stepped in and said that he needed this, and there was nothing we could do. Trust me, we tried everything. I know a lot of people think that I didn't fight for my daughter Jasmine. Yes, I did. Yes, I most certainly did. I fought like hell for her. Well, in one of your videos, you had to talk to your ex, and you said that she wanted you to get her. Yes, I ran it by her because we were together, and she knew I was looking and searching for her anyway. It's just when it went down, I made sure to have the conversation, so I spoke about it. You know, that's how you conversate. You don't just take for granted that hey, they're cool, this and that. You have the conversation. That's how we were. We were supposed to communicate. She didn't always communicate well. I did try to be lenient with that and the fact that she kept doing crazy shit, but it just came back to bite me. I don't even want to really get into that. If she would have used what we were doing properly, none of this would have ever come about. We'd have been sitting nice and comfortable. Our kids would have been great. None of this would have happened, and she knows it. But yeah, I did fight for Jazz. Your mom stole you illegally twice. You can look at the court records and see that. When she was with Sam, or at that apartment with Sam, Dex, and all them, I was playing it easy because I didn't want her to run across state line again. Because apparently, if it's the mom that runs across state line, there's not much you can do, even if she has custody or not. At least that's what I was being told and laughed at about, even though I had a court order that showed I had full custody of my child. And when she took you the first time, she was pissed off and jealous over something that did not happen. Yes, I did end up with Tiffany. No, I did not cheat. Yes, I was young and dumb, and Tiffany was very fucking persistent. I did not expect the way that Jen did everything. Well, I should have, because she's a nutcase. But she didn't say anything, she didn't do anything, she just left. I was out working on a dump truck. And yes, I had pictures, videos, and text messages to Jen while I was working on that truck. She knew exactly where I was and what I was doing. She told her Uncle Charlie that I cheated. That was a straight out lie. I would never. Never cheated on Yvonne, never cheated on Bethany, I've never cheated on Jen. I never cheated on Tiffany. Period. At all. Ever. I can't stand a cheater and a liar. I have been made to look a certain way. That's fine. That's not on me. My problem is my three children will never grow up. They will never get to experience life like I had planned, even though this world's going to hell. So it's kind of a plus. But I still love them and wanted to see them walk through life. And like I said, everything just the way she did it before and after everything happened. She alienated them from me, which was breaking a court order because she couldn't get me in trouble for breaking a court order. So she tried to pull some weird stuff like Jen did. She broke it. They wouldn't listen to me. I couldn't even get a judge to give me a freaking court date for what she was doing. Then she lets me have them the weekend before everything happened. That's why they had the haircuts they did. That's why you see the video of Nolan rolling around in his car because she asked me to give them haircuts, save her money. I said I could just go out and get them haircuts. Well, why are you going to spend money? Whatever. Coming from somebody that does nothing but spend money. Okay. At least I'm spending it on the children where it should be. But whatever. I'll give them a haircut and save money again. Yeah, I used to do it all the time when we were together. No, I'm not a barber. And yeah, sometimes it didn't look exactly perfect, but I I made it look the best I could. They look good. Talon loved his haircut. So did Nolan. And I was the one that had to get Nolan used to getting his haircut because he was scared of getting his haircut. I had to show him it was cool. You're good. Nobody gonna hurt you. Just a loud noise, buddy. And he did. I have pictures of it. No, she was the one that messed up our money and our work flow that we had going. Even though I was the only one doing it, she would use things against me, kids, our house, whatever, to get what she wanted every time we were doing good. She knew what she was doing. It wasn't it wasn't an accident. She knew what she was doing. We had plenty of talks about it before. Some of the things I gave in to her just to show her. The other things I didn't. She just did them. I just wanted her to see that, look, I know this might sound good in your head, but this ain't gonna work. And that's why she'd always get mad and yell at me and say, well, we have to do everything your way. No, trust me, this ain't my way. I learned not to do this when I tried it your way years ago, and it blew up in my face. Or sometimes I seen somebody else do it her way, and I learned off of somebody that said, yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, why? And he's like, watch. And then he's like, yeah, you should have done this. And in my head, I'm seeing what he's talking about. And I'm like, yeah, I see why you say that. So I would learn things that way too. My bad. I was just trying to help. But yeah, when they would do that on some things, I would be like, all right, go ahead. Then when it would mess up, oh, it's all my fault. How the hell is it my fault? You took control of the situation. You yelled at me that you got this, and then you didn't have it. All I did was giggle and try to help you. Yeah, that's not controlling you. Yeah, that was one of the things she would tell everybody. But she's on recording in her own words after telling everybody all those things, including judges, to get peace orders. She only wanted those so she could get housing quicker. Yeah, it moves them up the line quicker. So they don't have to wait like 2, 3 years or whatever it is. I just know it's years. And I know it jumps them up because my mom was attacked as a young lady, a young mother, and that's what they did for her, put her in a shelter. If they have a place to stay, they will, let them have the peace order and then fast track them up to get housing so they have a safer place to be with the kids, which I agree with that, but not when it's not true. I don't agree with it when it's not true. If it's true, then yeah, I think they should even have a cop parked outside their house when they get their new one and where they're staying at, or at least close. Maybe not right out front, but maybe 2 minutes away. Yeah, you never know. They might catch a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And don't go and do it to get the paperwork and all that. You call it in and let somebody else take it while you watch and wait for a call from that place because you might get it or see something stupid about to happen. Yes, and in the real scenario of people being tortured like that, yes, I believe that's a hell of a thing to do for them. But when you have people like this that use it the wrong way, it creates a huge problem. And that's exactly what she did. I even have text messages of her, unlock the door, let me in. She was coming here because she pissed somebody off. And they were after her. Really? How am I safety? After what you said? I don't get it either, other than it's a lie. That's it. If she'll lie about that to get all that, she'll definitely lie to cover this up. Not only that, my baby said it. They all said it. David is lying because he's in that video and he said it too. Their silence, the other two kids, when Talon's talking, their silence says a lot. They didn't say he was wrong, they added to it. There you go. The police know about that video. That's why they won't give me the surveillance video that it was caught on because they know that's all I need. They know it. The reason why they won't do anything is because they didn't do anything when the kids and I told them. Not only that, the community backed her because they thought I wasn't in the picture and I was this monster. That's why they kept me out of it and painted that picture. Oh, I do have a temper, and yeah, I will fight with people that try to attack me or my life. Yes, but I won't do stuff like that. No, that is not me at all. It's never been me. I don't have a background like that. She does. I have a background for defending myself against people. That's it. I'm a small dude that people think they can take advantage of. Obviously, I'm going to have that happen. There are going to be times when I'm not going to take it anymore. I don't care who you are. You're not going to take somebody punching you in your face just because they're drunk and mad over something that has nothing to do with you. Right. You're going to fight back. Yep. Whether you hit them, wrap them up, hold them down, something. You're going to do something. You're not just going to stand there and take it. And if it's a family member, depending on how you are, you're most likely not going to want to press charges on them, so you're not calling the cops either. You just want them to stop. It turns into way different on their end. So, even though they were the ones that wanted that fight to take place, that's why they did that. Yep, very convenient. That's all I gotta say. Oh, will I fight a girl? Yeah, if they hit me, I'll try to wrap them up and make them stop. But if they're able to fight and they can get out of that kind of thing and still be able to throw them, sorry, sister, girl, whatever you are, you're going down. I'm going to treat you just like I would treat any other threat. You should have stopped. I do believe that's fair. 100% fair. Am I out there wanting to hurt and beat up women? No, not at all. I'll even hold the door for you, even if you're a bitchy little snotty thing. Just there's a line, like I said. You go too far, I will not hold that door for you. Ever. That's because my mama told me to. And if she was there, she would throw a shoe at me if I didn't. Unless she seen how rude you were being, then she would probably slam it in your face. But anyway, and that's where I get it. I can't believe tit for tat is so confused right now. And women, we still let you do a lot of tats before we're like, you know what? Come here. I mean, seriously, you cannot touch us and still destroy our whole lives, and we don't touch you. We just say whatever and walk away. Our whole fucking life. I'm sure the outsiders are like, wow, that's terrible. Yeah, it wasn't your back. But boy, they think they know how terrible it was. You have no idea. Any blue collar dude knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Whether you're a welder, diesel mechanic, construction worker, whatever. If you're working your ass off for a girl and that's all she's doing is setting you up to take your whole life, yeah, and they're allowed to do it. Fucking bullshit is what it is.